Hey, it's the TP. I'm back again. Just driving out here on a cold Saturday morning. Getting ready to head to karate. But I do want to talk about an issue that that's been on my mind last few days. Just not had the time to film it. And every time something I thought I did have time, something else will come up. So just want to talk about an issue regarding co-parenting. I do counsel men, regarding divorces, separations. And one thing that we don't focus enough on is co-parenting. Now, honestly, typically co-parenting benefits one parent. And that's typically the mother, because that shows that the child is with the mother over 90% of the time. And a lot of times when I talk to these men is that they're on their own. I made a video about that, with co-parenting. I say, fellas, you're on your own when it comes to co-parenting. And that is a fact. You are on your own as a man when it comes to co-parenting. And the reason is that if that man's out the house, all right, and he lives somewhere else, and the mother's obviously with the children in another house, is when it comes to visitations, things like that, it's usually on the man. And while the woman just sits back and she can sit there and complain about what he's not doing, or complain about what he is doing. And it's pretty much that the man has to kowtow to her whims just to see his children. And even when he is seeing his children, it's not enough. And when it comes to working together for the sake of the children, it's just typically the woman is most of the time sitting back complaining and sitting back not doing anything or not contributing to a solution. It's always a problem, but there's no solution. And the thing is for co-parenting to actually have some chance of working, is both parents need to realize there are challenges on both ends. Okay, there are challenges. So this is not a video where I'm talking just to tell what women need to do, and men are doing everything, because there are challenges on both ends, and both parties need to realize there are challenges. Now since y'all are not together, okay, two heads are always better than one. However, when those two heads are now split, there are going to be things that you're going to miss out on. There's things that may become overwhelming. Okay, so for example, if you had, let's say that man was working a lot, okay, maybe 60, 70 hours a week, right? So when he did come home, he'll leave early and then come home late. And even then, he may not have been able to see his children active in the sense of, they're up. But the thing is, he'll come home, kiss them or whatever, do what he needs to do. Here's the thing, ladies. That's not complaining too much about him not seeing his children as often as you would like. Because he may not have been seeing them that much when he was living there, because he was grinding, paying the bills, paying for certain things. And it was cool. But the thing to a father is that he feels guilty of that, but he also knows that he has a responsibility to those children. And sometimes a father coming home at night and seeing his child sleep peacefully, and he can go and kiss that child, and then in the morning kiss that child before he leaves. That's more than enough for a man, and enough for his children. So it's not up to you, as in this case I'm talking about the mothers, to say whether or not he's not seeing his child enough or whatever. It's not up to you to decide that. That's up to the child. And of course that child misses his father, her or his father, of course. And that father misses their child. You don't know what that father is going through, knowing that he can't even see his child at all. That now he has to compromise his job, compromise his schedule in order to make time for his children. That means less money that he has to make. Or he may have to take another job. And he may not be able to take another job. That may be his skill. That may be the job that's paying his bills, because when men get into a relationship or married, they look at that job and say, you know what, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, this is where we're going to be. This is what I'm doing right now, the sacrifice, but this is where we're going to be. And he pretty much pushes chips in. And then when it's no longer, now he has to make adjustments, because his financial state was based on y'all two being together. And that you will support him and he will support you. And that even in the event that he's not seeing his children enough, that the mom would come in and say, if the children were sad, the mom would come in and say, it's okay, your dad loves you, he's just working and we're going to make time, whatever, and we're going to go on vacation, things like that. That's what he's depending on the woman to do. Now he has no advocate. Now he may be dealing with a mother that may not say anything, or as I pointed out earlier, she's saying, oh, you're not seeing your children enough. And he's already dealing with that problem. And now you are coming to him and telling him the same thing. You're beating him up. And the thing is obviously that's the problem. But what is the solution? What can you do as a mother to make sure he sees his children? You know where he works. Why don't you bring his children up there at lunchtime? Find out when his lunch break is, so he can see his children for a minute, for 30 minutes or whatever his lunch break is. Or meet him somewhere for lunch. Have lunch with the kids. Those things that you can do when it gets off late. Obviously, granted, we're not going to say, hey, have your children 9 or 10 o'clock at night, depending on what time it gets off. We're not saying that. But those little things can contribute to a solution to making things better, as opposed to sitting back and complaining what he's not doing. Anybody can complain about what the other person isn't doing. And you both have challenges. And those challenges need to be respected. And you have to make the assumption that both parents are doing the best they can do under the situation, instead of complaining about telling the other person what they should be doing or not doing, and you're not doing anything about it. I'm now getting to the point, if there's a problem but you don't have a solution to it, then STFU. Straight up. Just deal with the problem. If him working was always a problem, and now y'all not together, but you have no solution, especially when you're complaining about him not seeing the children enough, things like that, or there's no schedule when he's coming to get the kids. How was he living when he was with you? Some jobs that guys have, there's no schedule, because if you're on your grind, you get the money, sometimes a guy's job could be on call. So he can't have a schedule, because even if he commits to a schedule and that work calls, he has to take that job. And it's not putting his job before the children. Get rid of that BS. It actually putting his children before himself. He may have a job that he absolutely hates, but he's doing that job so he has the means to drive car. If he's living somewhere else, he has to pay rent where he's at, and then still pretty much put money to the place that he left. Directly or indirectly. So I know women are saying, oh, well, he left, so I'm paying everything. No, you're not. More than likely, he left stuff over there. He may have bought furniture that's over there that he didn't take with him. Because his way of thinking is that I left a place that was pretty big, now it's just me, I get a smaller place. And I do have to keep a lifestyle, because she may decide to act up. She may decide to take me to court for something. I had to have money in order to do that. I can't get a place that I can actually afford. I have to live below the means, because if she decides to act up or whatever, we have to go to court, I have to get a freaking lawyer. What if she wants more child support? Those things. I'm on my own now. If something was to happen, it's on me. I can't call my ex-wife up and say, can you help me? I don't, and then a lot of times, you don't want to talk to her. And she may not want to talk to you. And then on top of that, there are things that the kids may need. Granted. So, we have to consider all those things. And I'm not saying women don't have their own challenges as well. If both children are in the house now, she has the responsibility of now looking over both of them. Okay, making sure they're clean, making sure that the teeth are brushed, make sure their clothes are clean. She has her own challenges too, especially when she's working. We don't dismiss that. But I don't see a lot of guys complaining about what the mother is doing or not doing. And don't get it twisted. The people that are with the children, just because you're in the house with them doesn't mean you're spending time with them. You're just in the house with them. So that's not sit there and always congratulate the parent that's there. Because the parent can just be there. Because typically that's what y'all say when the father's in the house. Oh, it's because he was there, don't mean he was there. Y'all say that. I've heard that before. When a man say, hey, I'm in the house, well, you're not doing anything, you're not contributing anything, you're just working. So we're gonna have that same type of energy in this situation. I'm all about an equal accountability. Yes, and there are single fathers out there, and if there's single fathers out there complaining about what the mother's doing or not doing, then and he doesn't have any solutions to it, and he's just complaining, then he needs an STFU as well. I'm all for that. But I'm speaking to the majority, and that is the woman has the children, and she's complaining about what her ex or her baby father is doing or what he's not doing. And she wants a schedule. No one want to pick them up. And the thing is, honestly, woman, the schedule isn't about the children. The children don't care about a schedule. They want to know when they're going to see their father. As long as their father show up, they're good. They don't care about what time. I granted for adults, whatever. But sometimes schedule is about you. It's about what you want to do. You want to plan what you want to plan. So you want to know he's going to come get him, know what time he's going to drop him off and those things. And granted, I know it could be a practical reason. Sometimes it is. But for the most part, it's not even about you knowing or them picking him up. It's about you want to go run the streets. Because now your decision made it much harder on you. Because most of the time it's the woman's decision. And then what happens is, after time, the man realizes that the decision that was made probably was the best decision. Because now, when she does that, she shows her true side. And then the guy saying, damn, I was trying to stay here for this. I'm glad this is over. Jeez, I didn't know she was this bad. Because typically, her worst side comes out when there's a breakup. See, and she wants to then show you her true side. See, breakups happen, divorces happen. And we need to learn how to be mature when it comes to those. And the one mistake that we do make is we don't compartmentalize the husband from the father, the wife from the mother. So I'm getting ready to turn. So I'm looking, make sure it's good. So, and what we do is because there was maybe a bad wife or a bad husband that day, you want to question their parenting abilities. That's not fair. You have to learn to compartmentalize the two. And we know obviously that someone that makes a bad spouse somehow correlates to them being a bad parent. Not true. No correlation. So we need to separate the two and also and understand that both parents are doing the best they can under the situation. And I say parents, okay? Whether or not you felt they did their best as a spouse, that's a conversation for another day. We have to assume, and it's shown differently, that they're doing the best they can. Yes, there will be some nuances, things that, you may point out something, dang, why they, you may question some things, from a parental point of view. And like I said, if there is an issue, and there's no solution to it, don't say anything. Just take care of yourself. For example, if your child comes out face dirty. No, they just say you're visiting as a man. You get your kids. They come out the face dirty. You know, they got stuff in their eyes, whatever. You know, you tell them to be eating. They got crumbs on their mouth. Instead of just going to the mother and say, "Hey, you need to come clean," just clean their face off, man. No, minimize conversations that you can have with them. Minimize them. At some point, they're gonna get old enough where you don't even have to talk to the mother or in the case of the father at all. You talk to the children, and then the children can relay that message to the parent if need be, or whatever. You can say, "Hey, I'm gonna get you at 5 o'clock." All right, cool. Tell your mom that, whatever. I'll see you soon. Whatever. They're young. I get it. You gotta talk to the parent. That sucks. If you're depending on what went on or what went down, whatever. But as they get older, hey, you can talk to the children about what's going on. You give the children money. You just gotta give it to the mother. Things like that. So, and then at some point, hey, I'm all for if you're a man out there, you have a son, talk about have him staying with you, living with you, going forward. See when he gets older. It all comes down to your situation, and we should be as men trying to get to a better situation where we can be home. Whatever. If you're working 70 hours a week and you're away from home, whatever, you say you're a truck driver. Cool. Hey, shout out to the truck drivers. Work on a situation where you can be home, or do something local, or find something where you can, get in front of that computer, find a remote job, man, and be home. It's for your child. You're still making good money. You can be involved in their day-to-day activities. That's what it's all about. It's not about you breaking up with somebody so you can go do you. Anybody that has that type of attitude, it's not a good look as a parent. As a parent, actually single parent, you should be more busier than when you were with the person. Because everything should be revolving around the children. I'm not saying that you can't have some fun from time to time. I'm not saying that. However, that part of you should be last. That should be worked around what it is that you're doing, not your importance to work around that. Okay? That should be at the end of the night, say the kids sleep, whatever. You want to, look, I like to smoke pipes. At the end of the day, whatever, you want to go downstairs, smoke a pipe or whatever, cool. Hey, relax. Yeah, you deserve that. But, this trying to schedule things with other people and you're trying to work around, trying to get your kids' schedule work around with those things. Just sit at the bar and have a drink or whatever. No, that's not what it is. You should be so busy. You have your job, kids' activities. You should be running. This should not even be a really time to really sit back unless it's late at night, whatever. And you gotta start all over again. That's what it should be about. So that's what I want to talk about. Man, what do you think?